Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Franco here, and I'm back with another Clash of Clans video today. And today, a lot has changed. I haven't made a video in a couple weeks, or not a couple weeks, a couple days. I think it might be over or close to a week. I've just been busy with like my finals and stuff. I'm still in university, but yeah. So I guess clan games was a thing, and we finished it with 7,400. Pretty good score. Did take us a little bit to get all of it, but I already used up my runes, and I actually, yeah, I have a spot for the Hammer of Building. So obviously I'll just take the Hammer of Building and then the Rune of Elixir, and then the Rune of Builder Elixir I could use just for the walls, and then Builder Potion, and then gems, and obviously I love my Shovel of Obstacles, because of these trees on the outside. But yeah, so the first thing I wanted to show was kind of our war log. So we've been struggling a little bit, and we lost the past two wars, and they're kind of on me. So like I got like a I don't think you. Oh, I thought there was an update, so we couldn't watch. So before I showed this, I actually attacked the number two guy first, and this one was so painful. So I've been just still using my Super Archer Blimp strategy, and there was actually a hole in the base here, so I dropped like one Barbarian or something, just to like, I was thinking to pop the Tornado Trap, and then I swapped out like my Clan Castle for just like Wall Breakers, no Goblins, because I was like, I don't know where they would go, or they would go to the Clan Castle, but I don't know. But when I dropped that one troop, it like really tweaked me out, and I like stared at the screen for a little bit, and I like didn't know what to do. I guess I just like didn't properly plan it out. I was like so expecting the tornado trap to go off. I don't know why, and there were no giant bombs, and I was like, I guess I started the attack then. It always is like kind of weird when you throw like a wrench into your strategy or whatever. But I'll put it on 2 times speed here so it doesn't take too long. But I used a Super Archer Blimp, and it got like decent value there. I would say that's pretty successful. There's not too many defenses left other than like two backside scatter shot with these Infernos. It's kind of like the biggest area for some damage. And in theory, now that I look back at it, I probably should have just like started from up there and then popped the Warden ability because I just use a standard Warden ability because I don't want to spend resources upgrading him. Yet, I still am upgrading the Queen, and the Giant Arrow is getting pretty good, and I've been using it for farming and stuff. But actually, I was watching Clash with Eric. He makes like pretty good content about like war and like the current meta and stuff. And he said that once the Giant Arrow gets to level 18, it's the equivalent to an Archer Puppet at level 15. So the Archer Puppet is like good and bad. It's bad because it doesn't do anything. Like you don't need Archer Puppets because they just get fried right away. But it's good because it gives like good base damage stats and hit point increase stats. But right here, I actually time failed, and those precious 7 seconds, even longer that I spent looking at the screen, I would have gotten a 3-star there. And actually, it is what cost us the war because then our number, well, we ended up losing it, and then the very next war, like the same thing happened. I messed up again. I got 2 2-stars, and that was enough for us to lose. And this was crazy. So I could just show one. I've been feeling like not too confident with the Super Archer Blimp, especially because I don't have the King. I just like seem to not have enough firepower to carry through the rest of the base. But this one I planned out pretty well. I would put the 2 wizards and an archer because it just outranges this archer tower and everything else to take out that air defense. And then I would drop the lava hound and my blimp, and hopefully the blimp could get to a good spot. But I felt like it couldn't actually still get far enough into the base. So I really tried to carry it far. Maybe I should put it a little bit closer to town hall there. Because I wanted to get this monolith out too, but I bet I probably don't get it out. And for some reason, the clan castle always pops when I'm doing these super archer blimps, which is kind of annoying because I think the ice golems might actually freeze up my super archers here. I kind of don't remember, but it's another thing that they shoot at, and I kind of wish they didn't because good clans will always put ice golems in. I actually think I got distracted, but when you have the arrow level 18 is equivalent to the archer puppet level 15 with the damage increase and hit point increase. So I keep doing this the giant arrow because it's just a more useful archer puppet, and I'll just get it to level 18 as soon as I can because I use it with farming and everything. And I stick with the healer puppet just because it's like kind of fun. Um, I don't know. It lets me do like a mini queen walk when I'm like doing this strategy. And this one, so the monolith is still standing, and I guess I charged into an air sweeper, but I think if I had the king, all of these attacks would kind of go through. So I use the Archer Queen's ability there to hopefully get optimum value, cutting through a lot of the base. And she's so close to taking out the monolith, and does, but the monolith kills her. I wonder if the queen even stayed for that, if this attack would have went through too. There's so many things. I'll put it to 2 times speed here. So the RC gets targeted by skeleton. She also goes down. So I have these healers that are just chilling there, at least absorbing one or a single inferno shot. But yeah, it's just not enough to carry through the base. I almost think I should maybe even charge by the Eagle Artillery side, or put the blimp somewhere there and then went through the Town Hall. But yeah, this is another fail with the Archer Blimp. And so that brings me to our current... Oh, actually that one. Let me show real quick. We lost by such a small margin. So we lost by 0.05%, which if I'm not wrong, I feel like that was just one extra building. So if I would have just angled that archer arrow just slightly differently, like we probably would have won. And this one just stayed a 1-star. So that brings me to our current war. And so what I said was, instead I was gonna let GHS, which is our number 2 guy, take 1 and 2, because let's watch his attack on number 1. He goes in with the same strategy, the Super Archer Blimp, but he's Town Hall 14, keep in mind. So his dragons are lower level, so he goes in with the Super Barbarian strategy, which, I mean, like, it also is very viable with this. And his archers, I think, can still reach level 12, if I'm not mistaken. We'll look at yeah, because they're level 10 here. So you can still get max level super archers. So essentially it's the same thing as mine, but it would be worse if he uses dragons, which he doesn't. But there's a thing that actually makes him better than me. So I have the same level queen. Mine's 81, his is 80. Same level warden, same level royal champion. I also have all the max pets. But the thing is, my king is only level 72. And you might be thinking, like, oh, what does it matter, like 8 levels? But I constantly keep upgrading my king. And because he's Town Hall 14, he never has any of his heroes down. So a Town Hall 14 equivalent, I know I have 1 extra level on the Archer Queen, but carries significantly more firepower than me in my current state, just because he has the king. And especially with this attack strategy, it's literally just how much power you have going through the base, because there's no spells. So I said, hey, why don't you just get 1-2 from now on, because I'm going to keep the king upgrading. And I'll just take 3-4, because I know I can 3-star 3-4. I can always 3-star Town Hall 14s, which technically this is a Town Hall 14, but the last couple wars they've been like Town Hall 16s, Town Hall 15s, and I was like, hey, you have a better shot at 3-starring them than me. But to be fair, I think I would also be able to 3-star this base. I think usually I can 3-star Town Hall 14s without really much of a problem. But in order to get some good practice on this new strategy, I figured he would do it, and went in with these super barbarians, and he uses the rage ability on the warden. I noticed his level 17, which is actually pretty high. It's almost max level. Clearly he's also struggling on the glowy ores, which are the ones that are the pink ores, and you have to spend them every 3 levels. So you can see all of his levels are kind of like in the increment before the 3 level. But yeah, he has clearly enough firepower to get through the base, and it's funny how the replay ends in 24 seconds. If you would think he finishes his base in 24 seconds, you'd be like, oh, he's crazy. But as it gets closer and closer to the end, you're like, huh, I can actually see that happening. There was like so much base left when it was at like 30 seconds. But I guess it just cleans up so quick here at the end, especially with the Super Barbarians. They're both for tanking, firepower, and like cleanup. Yeah, and he gets the job done here, and he secures the top 3 stars, and I got number 3 here early. I kind of just waited for number 4 because I wanted to see if he needed me to clean up these, but clearly not. And that brings me to our problem with Clan Wars. So we don't have a problem cleaning up the bottom, but then once we hit these Town Hall 13s area, we actually kind of struggle, because if we do a bottom-up attack strategy, which is what everybody does, 3-star the bottom, and then the next person goes, the next person goes, but we all have our lives, and like I can't wait 18 hours to attack because I'm number 1. So what we do is we do a top-down approach. So the one takes him, and then 1, 2, 3 take up the number 6. So it pushes everybody down, and a bottom-up approach. So that hopefully by the time we reach the middle people have the easiest time attacking. But usually, like, this is where we struggle. Like, we can't manage to get these Town Hall 13s down because our number 4 brewer attacked number 9. And I don't know if he can 3-star number 8, so it kind of has to be our number 5 has to be able to attack his mirror, basically, which is actually, like, not the easiest thing in the world. Um, we could watch this attack live. I didn't actually watch the attack on me, but I've been rocking the same base, and it's kind of like a Super Archer Blimp bait kind of base, because if I use Poison Towers, then people wouldn't use Super Archer Blimp. Because I use Rage Towers, it makes people try to use it, but then they run into tornado traps and all these different traps when you clone them, and it ends up actually failing a lot of the time. But it looks like he failed anyway. I don't even know what attack strategy he's going with, like mass ice golems or something. Ice golems and yetis and super archers. It seems like a smorgasbord of all different type of ground spam attack strategies. But yeah, clearly you couldn't even get the Town Hall. Those raid towers are so powerful. I haven't even upgraded the spell tower, and it's not even on my priority list until I probably max out Town Hall 15. Because they're still like the best. Oh, I have a tree. Why can't I go to the progress base? Oh, graves. But yeah, let me go to the progress base quick just to show a little bit of what I've done. So I keep upgrading walls, and I have a bomb finishing, and I'm finally upgrading the pet house to the next level because I've maxed out my pets and I can't upgrade anything. And then with this next builder, I'm going to upgrade the blacksmith just so I can get. I think with that next level, I can upgrade some things to max level. Yeah, level 7 blacksmith. I don't really know what happens when you get to level 8, but I'm almost done with my army camp, so I only have one left, and I'll use a hammer next Clan War League on the monolith here, and slow progress on the troops and everything. But the final thing that I don't actually want to show is my amount of defenses that I've won. And I want to save that for the next video that I make to show how many I've made at the end of the season, because the end of the season I don't even want to click on that little trophy up there. I'm not really sure if it'll show it right away. The end of the season's in one day. So at the end of the season, I'll show how many defenses I get doing this whole farming attack strategy, sitting at like 650 trophies and then taking defensive wins and then dropping back down. But the last thing I want to show before I end this video is we recently got to Capitol Hall Peak level 8. And this is the layout that I made myself. Like, it's not great or anything. I try to cover the entrance with the blast bow or whatever. But I watched this video from Sen. It's a Clan Capital YouTuber, and he attacked the district hall like this, and he like two-shot it. But it's funny, like this district hall is so hard to attack against brainless like attackers. Like usually the people that we face in Master 2, obviously he was like in Champion or something, but I saw this first defense and I knew I had to make a video on it. It is so funny. So get the details here quick. You see this guy went in and got 2%, 9%, 15%. It took them 6 attacks, and I just got to show these attacks. So how this base works, and I think everybody should copy this base. I think I showed the traps briefly, so if you want, you could pause the video there and copy it. But it's called like a double L wall. So I guess when you drop a wall breaker, it tries to break like one of these walls, but it can't ever get there because it has to run all the way through, past these bomb towers, past the giant, whatever, all these huge defenses. So what a lot of people do is like they don't really care about Clan Capital, and they just like, I gotta put it at 2 times speed. This is too painful to watch. They just like go in with their army pre-selected, like, oh, it's Capital Peak, I'll always use super archers, and they load up super archers, and they're like, fuck, I actually don't know what to do. So this guy, right about now, he realized, oh man, I can't do anything against this base, and I got 13 more archers. I don't know what to do. So you try dropping in one at a time. They barely even get a shot off on anything. He is doing some work on this bomb tower slightly. If we had a higher level bomb tower, he might not actually even take this out. So then he was like, I gotta keep trickling in, hopefully get this bomb tower. That's what he's seeing, the little weakness. I think at some point he drops like all of them. I gotta put it at 4 times speed. This is brutal. But yeah, we're missing the another what do you even call this? Rocket artillery that would go right there because it's in the ruins up here. Um, so next Capitol Hall level, this base will just get even better. But yeah, that's all he got with this. Next replay is like almost worse. So then he went in with the real strategy. He was like, oh man, I messed up, I lost an attack, which is like the whole fun of this base. And he was like, I gotta use like Super Dragon, something that can go over the walls. Super Dragons fried as well. They just died right away. And he kind of realized like, oh, I gotta use Super Dragons, like it's the only thing that's gonna work. I don't know why he used a jump spell though. His jump spell placements are very questionable in these attacks. But yeah, the next wave of Super Dragons, also like an attack strategy that could work, fails. Like, I haven't attacked this base myself, and I kind of want to see what I can even do because I rely a lot on like wall breakers and like barbarians on the first one. I think the best strategy against this base is the Golem, actually, which I've been using a lot. I think it's a lot of fun in Clan Capital. But, yeah, so he goes in with Super Dragons here. This attack's kind of boring. He just goes around the whole map. But, essentially, this whole backside is trapped, too. So, everything just keeps dying. There's air defenses at good spots, cannons at good spots. Yeah, questionable jump spell placement. But I won't show the rest of these replays. This space is really funny, and if you want to copy it, just look it up or look on that Sen guy's channel and find it there. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend it. I'll try to attack it myself, see what I can do. But yeah, I think that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.